Hello! So, I made some progress during week 2 of season 2. So, my keystone gave me Mechagon Workshop again, which was unfortunate. I did find a group, as you can see that we did eventually clear it. Still went just over time, though, although greatly improved. So, tried to run another one. I got Theater of Pain after that, which again was a bit unfortunate. Any of these dungeons that were in Shadowlands. There we go. There we go. Maldraxxus. Were a bit more difficult. And I remember Theater of Pain from the 3rd or 4th season of Shadowlands. And I remember it was a pain then. Like, I just dreaded running it when I had to. So that was unfortunate. The group, I feel like, was geared. And was appropriate to do it. I feel like everybody was geared and everything, but people didn't seem to know the dungeons. It is the beginning of the season, so people there is going to be some getting re-familiar with the older dungeons. Which is why I still think it's a bit unfortunate the way they're doing this, because when you had a +2 that was an actual +2, you could kind of learn what you were doing by the time you got to a +10, and some of the higher keys, you had a better idea of what you actually needed to do. So, and by that point you had gear and all of that instead of running heroics. With the way that they used to do it, as you did end game content, you would get geared and eventually gear out of needing to run heroics, and then you could just, you knew you were ready to run Mythic Plus. Now I don't know like where I need to be item level wise to do any of this, so I'm just kind of guessing. But I'm finding quite a few players around the same item level as me, so I feel like I'm on the right track. I think just prepping at the end of season 1 was the right thing to do at this point, it seems like. So, I did switch back over to Preservation. I wasn't finding anybody to group with as augmentation. There's just so many people doing it right now. And the time it was taking to form a group and then find a tank and all of that, it's just a lot quicker to even just make a group with Preservation, just playing as a healer. So I'm still going to try to use my own keystone, which I don't normally do. See how far I get. Maybe some of the higher up keys, try to switch over to augmentation. If need be, because I do prefer to run some of the higher keys as augmentation. It's just a bit less stressful. So, at the beginning though, when people are still like trying to get gear and trying to understand the dungeon, and then they added a new dungeon, which I really wish they'd quit doing, because you get familiar with the dungeons at the beginning of the expansion. And then when they throw one in there, everybody's learning it, like this Operation Floodgate. I don't know that I'll necessarily mind it so much, but everybody's trying to learn how to do it. Which is unfortunate, because people are either trying to do it in Heroic, which is deliberately to get gear now, so if you have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, it just makes trying to gear up that much more difficult. And or they're trying to learn to do it in Mythic Plus, which is obviously an issue if you don't know the dungeon. It's one thing to have ran it and trying to remember and all of that. It's another thing when it's completely brand new and you're doing it for the first time. So, that being said, I did want to mention that I changed around some of the talents for preservation. So during Season 2, I went ahead and switched from Chrono Warrior to Flame Shaper, which seems to be working out a bit better. So I have Engulf, which will... Basically, I'm running like a Druid Light setup. I feel like, because it does the... Engulf does the same thing that the one Druid spell does, where it heals for an additional amount based on your other heal over time spells that you have on the target. So, for each of your periodic effects on the target, effectiveness is increased by 50%. So, I haven't really been using it. It's one of those abilities that, assuming everyone is geared somewhat correctly and knows their class, I don't really ever have to use it. It's really just more of kind of an emergency, or just like if the tank overpulls, or we have issues with like a trash mob, something along those lines, then I will use it. The other nice thing about this, though, is that I have in Kindle are enhanced with flame, dealing 20% of healing or damage done over as fire over 8 seconds. So it's a little extra dot. So it's kind of like having 2 rejuvenations with revision and Dream Breath and all of that. In addition to that, for the Evoker talents, I got rid of Rescue and Twin Guardian because I never used them, and took Renewing Blaze, which I have as augmentation, and I actually kind of like this. It's helpful. And then took the passive to restore more. Renewing Blaze restores you more quickly, causing damage you take to be healed back over 4 seconds. So, there you go. And then I swapped out Landslide because I never use it. I've had this since Evoker came out, and I've rarely ever used it. And just put it into Obsidian Bulwark. So I have 2 charges of Obsidian Scales, which, do I need to? Probably not. But they're there anyway. So, as for my vault, I will have 5 rewards. So 6, 49, 632, and 623, I believe. So I'll have the 3 dungeon rewards and then 2 of the world rewards. I did time walking, I did the 1 Mythic Plus, and then some like world event, well, stuff in the Undermine, basically, I think is where the world things came from. Otherwise, I'm not entirely sure because I don't do delves on this character. So, the waste is okay. Your spells have a chance to change the device and request a backfill barrel near your target's location. Damaging the barrel causes it to explode. Okay. Command the Mecha-Chopper to attach to your target, absorbing damage and granting them versatility. While attached, your healing spells have a chance to refund them. bonuses to their... Oh, nice. Okay. I like that. And there is a piece of my tier set. Well, it's a very interesting predicament because I kind of want the trinket. Absorbing damage and granting them versatility, which would be good. I'd like to replace my gruesome syringe. Keeping the egg. I'm probably going to keep the corrupted eggshell for quite some time by the looks of it. Because it does absorb 4 million damage, so that is rather good even now. Alternatively, I could start to work towards my tier set. Chance to imply insurance to their targets. That heals them over 15 seconds. Insurance is consumed if an ally drops below 40% health to heal them. Always grants insurance. Well, I don't use Verdant Embrace all that much. That's the big single target heal that recharge the person that you're healing. Your healing spells have a high chance to cause you to inject yourself with the charge of Violet Serum. Multiple charges may overlap. If the target falls. If an ally drops below 70%, spell a charge and heal them. Okay. If unconsumed, 60 seconds. Grant you intellect. 10 seconds instead. I don't know, I'm just thinking it will share a cooldown though. So is there really much point, or should I just go for the tier set? Probably the tier set. But it's haste. I finally got my haste. I wanted it. So if I take this off, falls back down to 10. There are so few good options here. Yeah, I got a good variety of things. That's just fire damage, so that's not really all that helpful. That's not much of an upgrade. Same thing. Yeah, the tier set's pretty good though. So I feel like, and I only need 2 pieces to get the first, the main effect, which is what I'm more interested in. So, as much as I want the trinket, I feel like the tier set would be better, sadly. Because I think the trinkets are fine. Gruesome syringe is working fine. It does multiple things, so I feel like it's having a second shield. It's still going to share the same cooldown. The egg's better, so in the long run, the tier set would be the better way to go. And Operation Megagun Workshop. Why do I keep getting this as the first one each week?
I will do my duty.
good upgrading this, because the belt is indestructible. Haste is good, versatility is good.
Fair skies and strong winds.
So many possibilities.
Swap some across the room here. Weathered coat. No, I can't apparently. Yeah, so that's what I need. Okay, so I don't have enough cress to upgrade anything.
Be bold.
At least upgrading
Be
it
true.
further. So, can I upgrade this to a bulwark? Can't upgrade this anymore because I need the carved. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. Well, I can't upgrade the tier piece, so might as well do that because I don't want to end up having too many Valor Stones, which for some reason has become an issue now in this particular patch. So there we go. So yeah. Okay, so I think that is everything I can upgrade, which isn't a lot. Out of curiosity, so 354,000. Let's put that back on. 356. Wait. $354,000. 356,000. Why? Is it because it has versatility? Oh, that is weird. Okay, I was gonna say, you know, until I get the second piece, I might just leave the old chess piece, because I kind of just went ahead and just equipped my highest level. I was swapping out rings, and I just kind of gave up doing that, so. Because the 626 is definitely better, regardless, so. If I was to put this on, where does that put? So 13. Okay. So it must be the haste then, or the versatility then, that is making the difference, because this has, well yeah, of course it has intellect. 3056. If I equip the tier piece, which is higher level, 354. Huh. Okay. Nobody ever said this game wasn't a bit weird, so yeah. Did get a very nice sword as well there if I get a offhand. So I was quite happy about that. And we'll move this down here. I still don't know why I got Mecha Gun Workshop. It is unfortunate. And before I do any of the weekly events in the Undermine, I'm going to open my other vault on my Druid, who will have 4 items. 2 from dungeons, because I did time walking. 2 from world events, because I'm still doing some, well, did some rep grind still last week. And, of course, Undermine. So, a ring, which I'm not really interested in. A weapon, which is ironic, for reasons I will get to. And chest and no tier piece, which is unfortunate. So, the chest I have currently equipped is much better, so I can roll that out. The gloves are part of the tier set, so I'm rolling that out. The weapon may be the way to go. Mastering critical strike, mastering versatility. Yeah. It's all veteran. I think probably the weapon would be the better upgrade, so. I said it was ironic that I got a weapon because I just upgraded the weapon I've had, which is the weapon that I've had since the patch, the 11.1 patch came out. This is the only weapon I think I've gotten that, at least it's appropriate for a druid. So, that's fine. We will swap that out. Don't know why some things are upside down again. And I am almost completely maxed out for my Valor Stones with a bunch of weathered and carved, so I should be able to upgrade something. So, I've made some changes and got things more balanced where I wanted them. So, what did I do here? Yeah, so I was able to swap out some rings. So, yeah, so got a belt that's Mastering Critical Strike, Mastering Haste, Mastering Versatility, Mastering Critical Strike, Mastering Versatility. Got a, yeah, pretty decent trinket there from Time Walking, I think it was. Yeah. And so, as you can see, so Critical Strike needs to be at least 22 to trigger my talent in order for me to use Regrowth as a druid, so that is perfectly fine. And then got my Mastery up higher from 10% up to 17, which you can see. Was a bit disappointed. I thought since this increased attack power that there would be a more noticeable difference in DPS. and things would get a bit easier because I have no tier set left. So I have lost the Thrash Moonfire, increases your damage done. Lost all that. Arcane damage you deal is increased by 5%. Bleed damage you deal is increased by 8%. That really hurt because that I really noticed. So I'm still doing fine. I still have my tier set in my bag. Just because I wasn't sure if I was going to switch back to it. But as a tank, I'm still doing fine in the Undermine, doing the what is it? The shipping and handling. There we go. Can't believe I forgot that. Doing like all those various tasks and the world quests and all of that. So won't say it's gotten any easier as I've upgraded gear, but it definitely hasn't gotten any harder. So I seem to be staying roughly around the same point. So I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm getting through it. I suppose it's still a little bit early to be gearing to be able to one-shot things. So having more mastery will help, increases your maximum health and healing received and attack power. I just, having seen what Druid tanks can do in raids and dungeons and things, especially in raids, when they were geared correctly, I have an expectation I haven't quite reached yet. So, that said, I am still very happy with this character. So, still plan to continue to play it and everything. I'm just expecting more of a noticeable effect when I got more mastery. Because as I said, once I got about 10%, it seemed like there was quite a bit of an increase. Or at least a noticeable difference during combat. So I was surprised. Thought maybe it's something I sold. Thought I had a weapon that did damage. Okay, so it was an older weapon. Okay. So, really, I think just about upgrading anything will help. So, can I upgrade the tier set first? Oh, we can upgrade it fully. Let's do that. Just to get this out of the way. Yeah, I am perfectly fine with that. There we go. I think that was my problem. I think I should have upgraded the Season 1 4-piece tier set more than I did. So, okay, so this has Mastery and Critical Strike. So those are the two things that I knew I want to keep. At a higher level, so I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade the rings fully as I can. There we go. And from there, I'm not 100% sure. I just got this, so I can't upgrade that. I need carved, okay. Mastery and Critical Strike, the belt. I think I've already upgraded the belt once. Okay. Mastery and versatility is good. I can only go up 2 more levels. Can't upgrade the trinket at all. And this is Critical Strike and versatility. Can't upgrade that at all. I think I'm gonna leave the ring since it's just stamina, versatility, mastery. I think I'm just gonna leave it at 626 for the time being. Because I've been getting quite a few rings. The critical strike and mastery are stats I want to keep, so I'm fine upgrading this ring, but I think I'm gonna wait on this. Or the boots. I've maxed out the boots somewhere. Here, I've had to run and occasionally upgrade something because the stats were, or my Valor stones were about maxed out. Yeah, let's see here. Don't need that. This is all Explorer gear, so I really don't want to use it unless I absolutely have to, and I don't think I have to, so. Yeah, so I think that's probably going to do it for now. So I feel good about that. My mastery went up 1%. Well, actually, everything went up 1%. So upgrading that ring really did have an effect.
Go carefully.
I always like to see. So if I take this off, okay, that is a bigger. Okay. Okay. Curiosity. I think I know what the answer to this is going to be, but 325. What was it? 335. Okay.